Hey yo everybody, it is Voltage and we are here with our Pokemon Gen 9 tier list. So this is not the final tier list in our series here. There's one more past this, which is going to be perhaps the best one yet. So keep an eye out for that. And what is it? Voltage can't be Gen 10. Some of you may be able to guess it, but you'll see. And also, if you're joining us for the first time, there will be a card linking you to the rest of the tier list for every generation of Pokemon at the top of your screen right about now. And you may want to consider sticking around because a Pokerogue centered around using my S tiers when the list is done will be going up the following day that this video does. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Look forward to that Gen 9 favorites only run. But we are nearing the end of this series. It's been a long one, a fun one. But let's get into these tier lists. So, starting off with the starters. I'm going to skip these guys here. Everything is here, including the DLC. So, I'm not sure where my opinion is going to fall. It's been a few years since Scarlet and Violet. I'm not too sure how this is going to work out, but we will see. Let's go and full screen this. I can only hit print screen. Let's go ahead and hit that full screen. If I can hit the right button. Hello. Hello. I hit the wrong button, actually. There you go. So, that being said, let's get started. So, you can actually go an S tier. I gotta say, overall, I mess with the Meowscarada line. I really love Flower Trick, I believe is the move. I love Grass Dark as a typing. I think each form is very fitting, all things considered. And while you're still a middle stage, you're a very good in-between. You guys know I value that highly. I love Flower Trick being guaranteed crit with solid power. That is right up my alley. So I have to say, all in all, Meowscarada up there. I do love this starter as of recent times, and it's very fun to use. It's very fun to use. On top of that, I gotta put my starter, Fuecoco. You're going Crocalor. I'm sorry, you're actually so just butt ugly. You have to go down an A. I'm not gonna lie. I always thought that Crocalor would grow on me, and sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. But he ain't an S tier goat. But then it comes back around to be Skeledirge, and while I know a lot of people were disappointed with Skeledirge on release, I'm not personally. I really enjoyed him. I love Torch Song. That is one of my favorite moves in Pokemon as well. I think that was amazing. And then following that line, I gotta say, the Quaxly line, honestly, the power that was packed here in Quaquaval was very amazing. I mean, I've seen Aqua Step, Ice Spinner, especially in the early days before, you know, Quaquaval kind of fell off later on, but in the early days, it was just such a game changer. I really have to say that all three of these starters have made a lasting impression in recent times. Now, you guys know a lot of the times, I don't know if I've ever had a gen where all three starters make it. I think I could say Gen 3 off the top of my head, all of them do make S tier. And in this case, especially in this gen, I do love each one of these starters. I think that they really cooked with the modern starter line. I think they have aged very well for starters. I think that each one having something really unique on release really helped strengthen them. I'm honestly pretty impressed looking back that Gen 9 starters aged the way they did. Well done, chef's kiss. I really have no complaints. I like how it turned out. We can go ahead and get these on there, the Paldean Tauroses. I really do love this mon. I use them a lot in Pokerogue, the Paldean Tauroses. I'm not really differentiating them either. Their designs are so similar, but if I had to pick one, I picked the fire one above the others, but they're close enough that I don't really care. This Pokemon's helped me so much in Pokerogue, getting some usage out of it, and it's really just a cooler looking Tauros in my opinion, with a cooler variety, and y'all know I already really like Tauros, so that's going to be a big plus. I like that. Paldean Wooper, you get A. That might be a crime to some people. I'm not as big a Wooper fan as other people, but I am by no means am I a Wooper hater. I like the guy. I just don't love the guy like other people do. But Blood Moon Ursaluna easily makes S. Easily makes S. Such a goat. Such a nice addition. Phenomenal pick. Phenomenal pick. We love that. We love that around here. Then we got our little piggy. You're in A, and then Oinkalone, you're going to be in B. Both of you feel worse to me than your first form. You're just a mid-Pigmon, honestly. Fun fact, I actually like this guy, but not enough to be an S. He would have been because he was on my main team. It's just that he is so bad. Spadops. By the way, as usual, I'm recording these late at night. It's 3:30 in the morning. Forgive me, but I may have named slip, especially in Gen 9. But I feel a little more confident than what I thought I would. So then we got Low Kicks. I'm going to put this one in B only because I hate fighting it. I hate first impression. Its typing can be really annoying. It usually just hits me with sneak damage and moves along. It's such a pain mon, but I do think it's cool other than that, but not cool enough to really get higher. And then this line, yes, the Palmont line. Now, they were another case of they looked very crazy on release, but didn't age the best. But I still really love Palmon. I got this guy. I trained him up. I did his stupid Evo condition in Scarlet and Violet. I had a lot of fun with him, and I was really happy with how he turned out. Seeing him turn to this cute, nice Pika clone, running the electric fighting, close combat, revival blessing, stuff like double shock. He was really cool to me. I'm not going to lie. This mon would have probably been BA if not for a video I just recently did. But I wasn't familiar with your game. I gotta say, I'm officially promoting them to S tier. Population Bomb just was so crazy in this most recent video I did. It was so crazy. So call it recency bias, but dude, they cooked. And it's such a cute little mon, a cute little family. I'm torn between calling it a stupid idea and an amazing idea. It's really kind of both, but I like it. On the other hand, I really don't like you. I don't hate you, but Datch Bun, you suck. You suck. And so does this stupid Fido. You suck too, Smoliv. I don't like your line really at all. The last one is okay. I'll put you in B because you're kind of mid. I need more experience with you, but I think Smoliv looks stupid, and the middle one is okay. But your middle Evo, you know, you're in between. Let me get a good experience with you. You could rise to A. Bad experience, you'll be solidly C. Really bad, you go all the way to D. And speaking of D, not you, buddy. You were a stray. Get back where you are. Squawkabilly. This mon is stupid. I'm not a big fan of one-form bird Pokemon, as you may know, like Oricorio being an example. I just made him move out of place, man. Like Oricorio, for example. Not a big fan of them, like I mentioned before, but that may change in time. Another example of that is Chatot. Chatot is very much like Squawkabilly. Same gimmick. Not same exact gimmick, but same type of mon. And I think they both suck. I like Chatot better from nostalgia, pretty much alone. But Squawkabilly, I'm not a big fan of its whole theme either. So, like, these, like, you know, they do this trend of making a no Evo bird Pokemon with some kind of gimmick. I'm not a fan of that gimmick at all. So, this guy here gets an A. Cool ability, cool, interesting mon, but not very good. Then we got Knackley and this whole line. I think they're also an A. I really do love this as a rock line. I think they're very well designed, very cool, and I'm a big fan of rock types. I've noticed as I make this list, I'm a very big fan of 3-stage rock types. I think that sticks out a lot to me, even though they're not very good. But Garganacl was actually pretty strong, pretty fun, so hell yeah. Obviously, Armarouge is getting up here. The only debate... Okay, hold on. Charcadet, you can easily make it in. Question is, do I like the canon one enough to put it with its sibling? And I have to say, no, there is a distinct gap. I think I would almost always choose this one over this one. Still very cool, but not quite on the sewer ledge. I can't stand Bellybolt. In this whole gen, not skipping ahead though, you might be my most hated. You might have a contender, but you are so up there. I can't stand Bellybolt. I never want to use it. I can't stand fighting it. It's such an annoyance. Sometimes it has these huge bursts of damage for no reason. Stupid mon. You're okay. That's really all I have to say about you. The electric flying is really annoying to run into, and sometimes you can be surprisingly good at to do a video on you, so you're okay. Mastiff, you're also kind of okay. Kind of disappointing for what I like in a dark dog type. You don't really live up to too much, and the story did not make me like you more as a Pokemon with Mastiff. It did not really help you in my eyes, but I don't hate you either. This is where I skipped ahead on this little dude. He can go with his Evo. He don't look like a dork, though. Bramblegast, you're in C just for being so no, is this even Bramblegast? I think this is Bramblegast, but you're just so forgettable. So forgettable. Even though it's not that bad of an idea, this spiky tumbleweed thing, really not that bad of an idea. It's just a very forgettable mon. I don't know anyone who says this is their favorite Pokemon. You don't see it anywhere. Like, I don't know. Toedscruel, you're unfortunately also kind of like C. I don't know. The land Tentacruel thing, it just doesn't really work for me, just slightly. It's like a C+. Maybe it could be B- on a good day, but not my fave, all things considered. Same with you. I'm not a big fan of this rock crab thing. Feel like we've got enough crabs. We really don't need more. You, on the other hand, are super cool. I love the grass fire typing. I love its design. I love it turns into these like 2 chili peppers. I think that was really sick. Scovillain was very nicely designed. Shit Beetle, come on. I know some people who love this mon. Listen, bro. I think, so I have a story. Let me share a story time about Voltage, right? So when I was a kid in 2nd grade, there was this like question on the board, which was comparing a tall glass and a short glass. And it's like, which one holds more, the tall glass or the short glass when it comes to liquid? Now, everyone said tall, and I was the only person who said short. So because I was the only one who was right, the teacher let me go get a candy. I'm telling you, it's just me. But all of a sudden, this other guy walks up, and he says that he also said it was short. He did not. I stand by that to this day. He did not say it was short. He lied. He got a piece of candy for it too. They let him come. So we'll call him Dave for this, right? We'll call him Dave. So why do I share this story? Because that's me. That's Dave. You're stepping on his toes, brother. And that's Revival Blessing. Revival Blessing made you a Chad, a threat, a menace, and like so little people even knew this was the second Revival Blessing user. Like he was just there to say, hey, I have Revival Blessing too. I have Revival Blessing too. And you see he's pushing a ball of shit. That's his gimmick. Not Revival Blessing. It's his shit ball. So if that analogy makes any sense to you, that's why I don't like this mon. I think he could have been something good, but he's also Bug Psychic, which is then stepping on Orbeetle's toes to me. So like this thing's whole existence is pushing around shit and then trying to take two different gimmicks and merge into something new, and it just doesn't work for me at all. I wouldn't put you in D, but I don't really like you at all. I mean, a Psychic Ostrich really doesn't sound that bad to me for any reason that it would be like disliked, but it doesn't stick out to me. It's a Aspera or Sparta, right? Something like that. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. It just doesn't. Just a little bit. Like C+, C. No real hatred, but it ain't working. Of course, the Tinkaton line. I mean, you guys are legendary. Just come on in. You deserve to be in your spot here. Great mon on release. Again, a lot of Gen 9 Pokemon on release. I'm seeing a trend where they come out and they were supposedly godly, crazy nuts, and they fell off very fast. So, yeah, they didn't really live up to the hype after a while. Then, this is a competitor I said could compare with, who was it? You? No, that's not who's next. Wiglet and Wugtrio are very not good. I don't hate them, but I certainly don't like them. I really wanted to. Like, I tried this one out a couple of times. I saw some of its egg moves, like in Pokerogue. In normal games, not yet, but I feel like it's even worse there. I thought maybe buffed it would do a little something. Not really. Not really. You Bombardier, again, one stage bird, one trick is what I'm going to call you. But I don't really hate or love you. I just rarely see you ever in anything. Like, the crane thing can work. The dark typing can work. You're just very forgettable. And we have enough single stage dark birds, or even better, Evo stage dark birds. I really think we're good. I think this is, once again, an unnecessary, overdone addition, in my opinion. Palafin, I like, but I've just never had the chance to use him in Zero to Hero. I feel like I never get to truly enjoy Zero to Hero in Showdown, in Pokerogue. I never see this thing in Pokemon Runs as of, these days. So I would love to understand why people love this guy, but even then in competitive, he fell off. So like he faded in obscurity. He was a hero who peaked and he's past his prime. Refavroom, you're solidly A. I did like this mon's appearance. I do love the varying forms of it. I don't think they're on this list, but I thought that was unique with all the bosses of Team Star. One of the only good things I have to say about Team Star. So you get a plus for that, Refavroom. Salazar, you're really corny, but you're B. You're like the definition of mid. I think he's like really the definition of mid. Like, there's nothing that good about him. He's a damn normal dragon at that, and I would say he is less memorable than Drampa. Dude has a wheel built into his chest for some reason. I guess you can give him that, but like, come on. Like, that's a waste of a dragon type. Orthworm, I don't like you. I don't like it at all. It is not only somewhat forgettable, but like so bad. No Evo, no nothing either. It's very dorky. There's a world where I could have liked this mon, but that's not this one. I really don't like this thing. It's so annoying to fight. Glimmet and Glamoria, it looks so lame. Really annoying to fight. When it extends its flowers, it looks a little bit better, and then it's also notorious for being on Gita's team. I know that Gita's team got fixed. I know that like people love to defend Gita, and that's great, man. I still think Gita sucks as a champion, and this Pokemon's like right there with her. They're two sides of the same coin. Then we have the dog, El Perro. He gets here, Grievered. Something holds him back for me, and it might be his design. He's cool. He gets a plus for a lot of things, and like Last Respects being so cool, Ghost typing being so cool, Ghost Dog, sure. But there's something that barely stops him, and I think it's a really crazy Last Respects experience that stops him from fully making it into the S tier. It's just a little bit holding him back. Flamigo, you made S tier because you're one of the reasons I won my first Pokerogue run. You were a Pokemon that people kept telling me about, and I had to go through a repeated process of learning just how good you are, and I used you a number of times. And I can tell you right now that they were right. Flamigo is very fun to use, very unique, great experience. And every time I brought him out, he didn't really let me down, and he pulled through for me in the end. So you know what? W Flamigo. C-Titan, it's very recent that I'm putting your ass down here in D. It is very recent developments, but I've learned I hate this mon. I have a whole video on the channel called I Hate C-Titan. Go ahead and check that out. Look up I Hate C-Titan and put Voltage RPGs, and you'll get it. I might be the only one who's ever had a video with that title. I hate this mon. This thing just ruins my day when I see it. It does. You're mid but bad, Veluza. Never want to use you, which hurts you. Mid and not curious to use is very bad. Very bad. And I wouldn't say I'm curious to use these guys. It's more like I'd adamantly pick something other than Veluza. I'm not a big fan of this mon and its gimmick. These guys get points for being funny. That's really all I give them. Even though they're dragon, it doesn't really help their case too much for me. I just lost one. Where did he go? There he is. They get points for being funny, and that's it. Because they are very funny. Look at those. Look at that art. That's so funny. Annihilate, Goat, welcome in King. Now, you're one of the few who were crazy. They said you were going to be crazy. You still are crazy. That's my Goat right there, Annihilate. He lived up to the hype. Then, Quadsire, you're in the same spot as Wooper. Farigarath is your name. Pretty mid, but I will give you points because I was very happy to see Draft Break get an Evo. The Dunsparce, this is a troll on the community. W points, you get an A. Kingambit, easy S tier. Easy S tier. Giving Bisharp an Evo was so unprecedented, unexpected, maybe even unnecessary, but it turned out fire, so I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. Made me more of a fan of Bisharp even than I already was, and I always did like him. And now we're into the paradoxes, legendaries. There's a Pseudo still here, a couple of spare Mon we skipped, and DLC. But if you're enjoying so far, consider subscribing and joining the Voltage crew. That being said, let's get into some of the biggest stuff you guys may want to see, that you may care about most. So, great Tusks, if I remember these names. I like you a lot, but I couldn't say I quite like you in S tier. I'm not even sure if any of these guys make S tier right away that are in the paradoxes. Screamtail, curious to use, never got to see you, even though I heard you're crazy. Kind of same with you. I've heard you're really crazy. I've seen it a couple of times, so we'll put you up there. I wish these Mon were in S tier, but they're not. I gotta be real. Slitherwing, I want more of. Sandy Shocks, I've used you once or twice. You're okay. Future Mon, unfortunately, ugly is your rating. You're a Delibird, so still ugly, but you're cooler than regular Delibird. You're a worse Hariyama, but I'm gonna give you a chance because you don't look bad. Same with Hydreigon, I'd give you a chance. Same with Iron Moth, I'd give you a chance. And Tyranitar, you actually look pretty cool, so I'll put you up a little higher, and I'd give you a chance. So all in all, those are like the base ones, in my general opinions on them. Not a ton to say on any of them, but I would like to use them more to see exactly how good they are myself. So should the time come up where I'm going to start using them a little more often, then we're talking. Frigibax has an interesting development story for me, where this guy was pretty ugly, pretty mid as a Pseudo, but his power really starts making up for that. I do love his typing of Dragon Ice, regardless if it's great or not. I think he's actually aged to be pretty cool. Now, I do think the art is a big determining factor on how good he looks. I think in 3D, he can look a little stupid. I think 2D really helps him. I think there are angles which are better for him and angles that are, like, really, really not. But I still like the guy. This is the Gimmighoul in the chest. You are in D just because of Pokerogue. You, though, the real Gimmighoul, you guys make it up because I've had a lot of fun with this Mon. I think he's also one that's fallen off, or maybe not. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle if I've heard him fall off or not. But I think he's really cool. I like Make It Rain. I love Ghost Steel, but I love that he's a special in comparison to Blade and Hone Edge and all them. I really do like that difference. He feels unique. He doesn't feel like he's stepping on their toes, and I like that. So, welcome in. Let me get to this guy. I gotta say, I'm a Wo-Chen fan. A lot. I have a lot of S's I see in this category. But I'm a Wo-Chen fan. A lot of people don't like this guy. Like, he's the worst of the four. I like him. I've used him a few times. He's fun. Even though, and he's dark grass too. I like him. I do. Obviously, Chien-Pao, get your ass in there. Ice Dark, super fast, hard hitter. Y'all know my memo. Hell yes, Chien-Pao. You make it. You're in the cookout. You're in the cookout. I'm actually kind of mid on you, but I've had not too many bad experiences with you. And then you, I'm also kind of mid on the Goldfish, but he's fire, which looks kind of cool. Gives him some points. and is one of the treasures of ruin. So these two could definitely make it to S, so good experiences. These two easily secured off past videos and experiences like that. Roaring Moon is an A that I want to use more. He could easily be S if I use him and he has a good experience. Same with you. I've used you before, but not quite a good enough experience to lift you up to S, unfortunately, what you should be. Koraidon, you're also an A. And then Miraidon, you make it up into S. You've aged like fine wine. Miraidon is crazy, perhaps too crazy. And interesting, their bike forms are included too. But perhaps you're too crazy, perhaps. But it's okay. I still love you. You're an electric dragon. How could I not? I mean, Voltage RPGs for a reason. Y'all know how much I love dragons. Walking Wake, A, but would use, would raise. Virizion, same thing. A, would use, would raise. Diplin, I had a recent experience that kind of raised you to A easily. One good experience can easily take you to S. I don't like this mon, but I will actually give it A only because of Magic Gotcha being introduced. I really do have fun with that move. I love it, and it's because of you. So you can get it. I think you're Sinistra, I don't know, something like that. These guys, unfortunately, I'm just going to put them all in B. I haven't played the DLC, so they're just kind of like off design alone. I think they're kind of mid, but maybe their story will win me over. Ogerpon, I like your design enough to put you in A, but same thing, no strong opinions because I haven't played the DLC, but I do not only love its base design, but I love all these masks. I think that's a really cool, really fun and flavorful, and I love that it changes types and strength like that. Very cool. I can see why people would love that. Archaludon makes it to S. Duraludon, I wasn't even thinking Ethamon would need or deserve an evolution, and they gave it one right in the next gen, and I honestly rock with that. I think Archaludon was exactly what Duraludon needed. Turned him from a mid Pokemon to a mon I actually really like. Hydrapple as well. You're also sick. I love Hydras, and seeing this like Hydra theme on this candied apple is very unique, very cool. I liked that addition. I did. I can't say that I'm very excited about that. I think you're roaring something, if I'm misremembering. You're a worse Entei though, but if you're good, you could go up. I do like Entei. You're just an uglier Raikou. I don't know what they were thinking when they made you, I'm not gonna lie. You, unfortunately, as much as I have like a great shiny I'd love to use in this video, I'm not gonna put it up there for that reason. You're very mid on design, but I do like Terrakion. You could get better. Cobalion, you're very mid. I'm not gonna put you lower, but you're very mid. And in fact, just because of you, I'm actually gonna raise Terrakion up by 1. I took Earthworm wherever he was supposed to be. I guess here. I'll put you up 1. No, not you. Put you up 1 because Cobalion's really the one who's mid. I'd say Terrakion's good. Then Terapagos. Terapagos is fallen into a solid B. No strong opinions, but I do know a lot of lore of this mon, and they're pushing it a lot. I don't see the appeal. I get it's like the embodiment of Terra, which is just it's that time of year where we get a Pokemon who needs that. But it is cute. It does have an interesting design. Maybe it's because I'm not the biggest Terra fan, but that's probably why it's just kind of like middling. And then the Pecharunt, you can go in there too and B. So here's the Gen 9 list. Let me zoom out and show this to you. This one was actually pretty fast. It was really easy. I didn't really have to talk too much about them, and they're pretty recent, so I didn't really have that many stories to share, all things considered. Real talk. It was a very quick, very easy video, but leave a like if you enjoyed, comment your thoughts down below, and of course subscribe if you want to see more. We are aiming for 500 subscribers as our next big goal, and I would love for more of you to join the Voltage crew, so please consider joining if you enjoy the content. And keep an eye out for the Gen 9 favorites. We do have a lot of S tiers, so we got a lot of room to work. And keep an eye out for the final favorites tier list, the definitive tier list that'll be coming soon enough. It's going to be very fun. This one's going to be shorter. Expect that video to more than likely be longer, maybe even really long. We'll see when I get there. But I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day, your nights, days, evenings, mornings, whatever times you're watching this. See y'all at the Poke Road tomorrow. And thank you so much for watching. Voltage out.